Hello, everybody. I'm Dr. Tyler Desplenner, and today I'm here with Joseph Venditti of Barbarian Bar Fitness. We're going to try out his maces and bars and see if they can improve our power output and stability. Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for joining me for part 2 of this experiment that I performed with Joe Venditti of Barbarian Bar Fitness.
So Barbarian Bar Fitness is a Canadian-made functional fitness equipment company. We design and manufacture tools like the Barbarian Mace and the Barbarian Long Bar. The goal is to really enable trainers, coaches, athletes, and fitness enthusiasts with different tools to elevate their performance.
If you missed the first episode, I encourage you to go back and watch it. It gives you the backstory about how I met Joe and how this experiment came to be. But now in part 2, I wanted to go into part 2 of the experiment. In the last video, I talked about how we used the Barbarian Long Bar to try to improve our overhead pressing power output. And in part 2 of the experiment, we used the Barbarian Mace to try to improve the stability of our single leg Romanian deadlift. Okay, so let me go over the details of the experiment a bit. The first thing we have to consider for this experiment was we used a sensor system that allows us to measure the balance or stability while we perform some motion. In this case, as I mentioned, it was the single leg Romanian deadlift. The idea here is, can we use this system to give us an objective measure about whether our stability or balance gets better, worse, or stays the same after some intervention? Now, in this case, the intervention is using the Barbarian Mace to perform a single leg Romanian deadlift. The idea being that the mace basically adds load asymmetrically to one side of your body when it's held at arm's length down below you, just like a deadlift bar. So the idea being that if we use a test-retest protocol like we did for experiment 1, and the intervention is that we challenge our stability more using the Barbarian Mace, that maybe we might see an improved stability metric when we retest at the end. So let me go over the experimental protocol a little more specifically here. We started with a test, which was a single leg Romanian deadlift. We performed 3 repetitions on each leg while wearing the sensor system so we could measure the stability metric before. Then we performed 3 sets of 5 repetitions of a single leg Romanian deadlift while holding the Barbarian Mace. Finally, we performed a retest by doing the single leg Romanian deadlift with the sensor system, measuring our stability metric to see if we could find an improvement. So, easy enough protocol, right? It's the same style of protocol that we use in experiment 1. Now we're just trying to see, instead of looking at improvements in power output, we're looking at improvements in balance or stability. Now, I don't think that this kind of test has been done before, and especially not with Joe's Barbarian Mace. So this is what really was interesting to me, to see if we could hopefully see some improvements in our ability to control our bodies and our balance during a single leg Romanian deadlift. So just like last time, I'm going to let you watch through the experiment, see how it went, and then join me at the end and we'll talk about the results. So ready? Go ahead. Okay. Ready?
Yep.
Go ahead.
Okay.
All right, ready? Go ahead. Go ahead.
Right one's tough.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ready?
Yeah.
Go ahead. Ready?
Yep.
Go ahead.
Are you ready?
I am.
Okay, and start. Are you ready?
Yes.
Ready and start. Nice. Get ready for the third one. Are you ready?
Yep.
And start.
Oh,
Yeah, that's tough.
that was a tough one.
Are you ready?
Yep.
And start. Got it. Okay. Are you ready?
Yep.
And start. Nice. Okay, are you ready?
Yep.
And start. Got it.
That one was way worse.
Fine. 2, 3, 4, 5. Nice. Okay. Oof. This
That's
one's
all
going to be
right.
character building.
Yep. There you go.
Fine.
Yep. Think about touching that right knuckle to the outside of your shoe. Yeah, there you go. That's better.
3,
Nice, Joe.
4, 5. Nice.
There you go.
All right.
My turn.
Nice. Got it.
Yep. Other foot.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Switch.
Yep. One, two.
Come on.
You got it. 3, 4.
Oh, yeah. Start.
One.
Okay. Ready?
Yes, sir.
Start. Ready?
Yes, sir.
Start. Good. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Start. Ready?
Yes, sir.
Start. Ready?
Yes, sir.
Start.
Oh, I lost the third one. And start. Nice. Ready?
Yep.
And start. Nice. And ready?
Yep.
Start. Nice. Okay, other leg. And ready?
Yep.
Start. Nice. And ready?
Yep.
Start. And ready?
Yep.
Start.
Oh, that's way better
Nice.
on the right leg.
All right. Hopefully, you enjoyed watching that experiment. I wanted to give you a couple thoughts before we get into what the data tells us about this. So, first of all, I really liked this exercise. I normally don't do it, I only do it as a warm up. But training it like this, it made it really apparent to me the differences between my left leg and my right leg. And after the training, I was able to feel more symmetrical. So I could load into my glutes and hamstrings roughly the same on the left than as I did on the right at the end. Whereas before we did the intervention with the Barbarian Mace, I didn't feel that. I felt very different left to right, and actually the numbers kind of show this as well. The other thing I want to mention is, if you can see, we really didn't use much weight on this. So there's maybe, like 10 to 15 pounds total in the hands with the mace and the couple of weights that we have on the end. And so it's really interesting to see how it doesn't take much weight and we can have a improvement, even if it was only a qualitative one. However, and let's get into the results now, there's also a quantitative improvement as well. Okay, let's do an overview of the results and I'll talk about how everything was computed. So the sensor system gives us a balance score. It's a unitless metric. A higher number means worse balance, and a lower number means better balance. So if you're hoping your intervention does something positive, for this experiment, we want to see a balance score of X go to some balance score of Y, where Y is less than X. Okay? So during the test and the retest, I said that we performed 3 repetitions on each leg. To calculate the results and compare between the test and retest, I averaged the balance scores for each leg. And then we computed the percentage difference or the percentage of change that happened between the test and the retest. Now, if the percentage change was negative, that means that the balance score was less. That's good. That means that we improved our balance, and obviously vice versa. Okay, with that in mind, let's take a look at the actual numbers and see what it tells us about whether or not this intervention had a positive impact. So we'll start with Joe. If we look at Joe's left leg, his average balance score was 8.2 during the test, and his right was 8.54. During the retest, his left was 7.63 and his right was 8.4. So you can see on both legs there was an improvement there, and I've highlighted the improvements as a percentage difference as well. For the left, there's an improvement of 7% in these scores, and on the right, there's an improvement of 1.64%. Now, moving on to myself, during the test, my average balance score was 6.61 on the left side and 6.92 on the right. During the retest, the average for the left was 6.65 and on the right was 6.47. And you can see the percentage changes here. With my left, it actually, the performance decreased by 0.61%. So I was less stable. And on the right side, it improved by 6.5%. Okay, so there's the results. Positive, right? At least 3 of our 4 legs had a positive improvement after just performing 3 sets of 5 repetitions with the Barbarian Mace. Now, as a scientist, I have to warn that, again, this is just correlation. We only have a subject pool of 2, so we can't really generalize here, but it's promising. It showed that for us on that day with that protocol, we were able to see this numerical performance. Now, one of the limitations I have to point out, and this is kind of highlighted by how the stability of my left leg during the after test was actually slightly less balanced than before. What that means to me is that there's probably a certain amount of variance in the metrics that we aren't accounting for. So it'd be much better to perform this test where we established a baseline first. Our before test was just 3 repetitions. But perhaps looking back, we could have done multiple sets of 3 repetitions so that we could see before we do the intervention, we'd have a better idea of our baseline. So I don't think when I was feeling my left leg during the retest that it actually performed worse. It didn't feel that way to me. Now, these numbers suggest otherwise. So that's what gives me pause and makes me think that the baseline value we have actually varies more than is captured by just the 3 repetitions that we did. Now, the same can be said about the retest. Perhaps we should have done more repetitions. Perhaps we should have done more sets and calculated the average across that. It might give us a better idea. But that didn't happen. And this is science. You have some hypothesis, you test it, and you learn something from it. So now moving forward, we could retest this again with, kind of addressing these limitations or trying to understand or tease them, out more, but we'll save that for another day. The big takeaway here is that using this Barbarian Mace as an intervention, as a training tool, has a positive correlation with improved stability in the single leg Romanian deadlift. And that's pretty cool. So, again, maybe we can't say anything about every person for all time and all situations, but for Joe and I, it had a positive, effect. We could feel it. I bet if you ask him, he'd say the same thing. So that's great. Actually, just like the last experiment, I think it warrants further study, right? We should have more people try this out. We should make the protocol a bit more robust, try to collect a lot of data, and then we'll have a much, higher confidence about any trends or correlations that we see in the data. And with that, we conclude the experiment. In part 1, we discussed how the Barbarian long bar can be used to increase the power output of your overhead barbell press. And here in part 2, we showed how you can use the Barbarian Mace to improve the stability of a single leg Romanian deadlift. Now, I don't know about you, but this stuff is very cool, very fascinating to me, and I think it warrants a lot more study. And it shows that we can use these kind of sensor technologies to enhance our understanding about what types of training, tools, and exercises can be used to improve different aspects of our performance. But just keep in mind, these tools that we've showed, this is just 2 exercises using them. I actually implore you to go follow Joe and Barbarian Bar Fitness, and you'll see all kinds of different people from different backgrounds, sports, rehab, using these tools for different purposes. And it might inspire you to find out some different ways that you can enhance your training. And with that, I thank you for watching. Take care.
So, Joe, if I want to buy any of your awesome products, where can I find them?
Right now, you can buy everything through barbarianbarfitness.com. You can find the long bar, different versions of the mace, as well as some custom apparel.